I'm gonna bet that your lip sync animations are boring. I don't want to be mean, but if you're a newer animator like me, between 0 to 7-ish years of experience, you probably don't have the best habits when you animate your characters talking. I'm referring specifically to the very internet-esque Hanna-Barbera inexpressive lip sync animation. This is noted by two particular limited animation techniques. One, assigning a specific mouth drawing to each mouth sound, and reusing that drawing for every frame that requires that specific sound. So, like, if you have a drawing of your character's mouth for the f sound, and you reuse that drawing every time your character makes a f sound. Two, not moving the character's jaw when they talk, and particularly having the mouth be the only thing that moves on your character's face. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with either of these techniques. I've seen plenty of animations of characters' jaws not moving, and with reused mouth animations that look fantastic. Usually this is due to really expressive drawings of your character, and expressive composition to accompany your mouth animation. However, if you're learning how to animate your characters talking, and you've never taken the time to animate the jaw moving, or give your facial animation some variety for expression, you're restricting yourself to limited animation techniques that you, as a novice animator, probably don't have the draftsmanship to justify. I used to fall into all these traps in order to save time. I mean, why draw the mouth making a slightly different th sound, again, when I could just copy the frame I already have? And why move the jaw or change up the facial expression when there's already a ton of movement happening in the mouth? The animation is fine this way. Look.
The spiders!
And that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with this animation. The lip sync is accurate, and this drawing is pretty good. It's fine. But it could be way better with honestly not that much more effort. That's right, we're still cutting corners. I am a furry PNG tuber after all.
I'm adding this part in post because I forgot to do it earlier. In order to sync your audio to your animation, I like to label with with letters on a separate layer. So create a new layer on your animation and just, I call it like letters or something. I didn't do it on the animation I used for demonstration because it was so short. But normally you'll want to do this, make that new layer, and then you're going to have to time it out. You're going to have to be doing math. So wherever you keep your audio file, have it maybe on a phone or on a separate window on your computer, figure out how long it is. Hopefully you'll have something that can measure the length of your audio down to like the millisecond, because that makes this a lot easier. And, you know, if your animation's running at 24 and you're like, oh, they make this sound at 1 second in, or they make this sound at half a second in. If they make that sound at half a second in and your animation is running at 24 frames per second, you would label that frame with that sound at 12 frames into your animation. Essentially, these are the keyframes of your lip sync. And this makes it so that while you're actually animating, you don't have to do any lip sync work. You can just look at the letter and draw the sound of the letter that you put up there.
So the first way we can improve this animation is by moving the damn jaw. This one isn't as hard as it seems. First, draw your character's head in full, but without the jaw. Leave some extra mass where the jaw could be, but don't let it extend too far in any direction. Then, make a new layer, ideally label it jaw or something, and draw the jaw in front of the head in 3 positions on 3 separate frames. One frame with the jaw fully closed, the second with the jaw opened decently far, and the third as an in-between for the previous 2 frames. Make sure that all of these frames appear seamless with the drawing of your character's head on the underlayer. The open jaw frame is going to be copied and pasted to the frames labeled with vowels. You don't literally have to copy it to every frame if you have multiple frames labeled with the same sound, just make sure they all have the right jaw frame. Then, do the same thing but copy the closed jaw frame to all the consonants. Finally, the in-between frame is going to act, well, like an in-between. Where exactly you place this varies, but the point is to transition between the other 2 frames. Like how animation works. Now, when you play your animation back, you'll find your character's jaw moving as if it were talking, but with no mouth. You've already done all this animation with only 4 drawings. Okay, now we can get into the actual lip syncing. The technique here is to kind of turn your brain off for a bit. Go straight ahead through your animation and draw your mouth frames in accordance with their sound labels. Once you run into a frame with a mouth sound you've already drawn, ask yourself a question. Would reusing that old frame fit with the emotion of this new frame? Often, if a frame fits tonally, there's no reason to redraw it. However, if you're considering reusing a mouth frame from when the character was neutral or happy, but now your character is angry, you'd get way more out of drawing a new frame that matches the character's current emotion. Repeat this process for the rest of your animation and rejoice. You're done. And watch, it actually looks like your character's whole face is moving like a real person.
The spiders.
Sorry, I'm being mean, but for real, it does not take that much time to significantly improve your lip sync animations. Alright, this one was dense. I appreciate that you watched this far. It would be great for me if you subscribed, and then my funny little number would go up. Yeah, go follow the tutorial, make an animation. Bye-bye.